Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
We are feverishly preparing the show right up to the last second with you. Did I just say I have a fever?
I don't know.
Time to panic. I guess I can't get into any hospital today or doctor's office after working feverishly. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Today's show is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Don't let others track what you do. Keep yourself safe at expressvpn.com/unleashed. All right, well, things continue to spin out of control. Just a few days ago, Andrew Cuomo was praising President Trump all over the place. Spent a couple of minutes talking about how he's done everything he could. You know, the president and his team have been super fast at reacting to the requests they've made, and they've done everything he could have hoped for. Hell, now that little honeymoon has ended, and now I guess President Trump is the sole supplier of ventilators in the world, or breathalyzers. Not a ventilator. Inhalator, maybe it's
they end up taking up a hospital bed.
Right.
It costs you gave them treatment early, and they got some treatment,
right,
and a
breathalyzer
or an
inhalator, not a breathalyzer.
Not a breathalyzer.
Okay, so I've seen people who make shirts that are working to convert their factory into a full-time surgical mask making business. There's a guy who's just asked for a couple of machines, and he can get this done and start supplying New York and others with it all 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah, the innovation that's happening around this country is fascinating.
Automakers are doing the same thing with ventilators. Not a ventilator, a breathalyzer.
Breathalyzer?
Yeah, or not an inhalator.
Huh, I don't know. A car with a breathalyzer might not be a bad idea.
Might not be a bad idea. Jeez. All right, so it's a mess. It's just getting messier every day. What's the right thing to do? I don't know. Are these prudent steps that we're taking, keeping everybody locked in their house? A third of the planet is now locked down. They're supposed to be confined to their homes in 1/3 of the entire world's population.
Yeah, I think Stu made a great point on Twitter last night. It's like, okay, let's just say we lock down here in America and this thing passes. That leaves 2/3 of the world that isn't tested, right? That isn't on lockdown.
Yeah.
And so what happens when they get turned loose? I mean,
it's a mess.
It is.
This is not a fun situation. I want it to go away. I really do. I want it to go. Put me on a breathalyzer until this thing is over. Or not a breathalyzer, but an inhalator.
Inhalator.
Wait. No, not an inhalator, but a ventilator or an iron lung.
Everybody knows. Ugh.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah, so the Trump Cuomo situation got a little ugly yesterday with Cuomo.
Yes, it did.
What did he say? He said, what do you want, a pat on the back?
Yeah.
For sending those?
Why the tood now all of a sudden? What happened there?
To which, Trump pointed out, hey, you had a chance in 2015. It was recommended, Governor Cuomo, that you buy, I forget what it was, 18,000, something like that.
And they passed, right?
And they declined on buying those, saying that there wouldn't be enough people to operate those anyhow in case of a pandemic. Well, you're not saying that now.
That's amazing. Yeah. Again, do you not think that anybody has recorded what you had to say back then, and now you can just say whatever you want? Well, he won't be challenged by anybody in the mainstream media. That's for sure. Yeah, it was 16,000 more ventilators. He could have bought them in advance, but no, nobody wants to plan ahead. Nobody wants to be a prepper because those people are freaky. They're weird. Man, they want to be. Prepared for any situation that arises? What psychos?
And here we are. Another interesting thing Cuomo said yesterday that people kind of been mentioning is that he admits it was a mistake sending college kids home, because if they have it, they're going to spread it to a more aged population. Whereas at least,
brilliant,
when they're in college, they're on lockdown effectively on campus.
Yeah. That's probably, it might be one of the reasons that what's-his-face asked everybody to come back to Liberty University. Jerry Falwell. Jerry Falwell Jr. invited his students back to campus, required the faculty to report back to work. So that's kind of interesting. He's going the opposite direction of everybody else. Interesting. We'll see nobody knows what to do exactly. Nobody knows what to do.
That's where we're at. We have...
everybody's stumped.
And Steve Deace, also on this network, made that great point yesterday where he's just like, we made all of these rash, quick decisions, and now we're looking and going, wait a minute.
Maybe we shouldn't have done that.
Maybe that was a little hasty.
Could that have been a knee-jerk reaction to this? You mean being thoughtful might have been prudent, and maybe we could have come up with a better answer than just shut everybody down, send everybody home, and just hope it goes well that way? Don't worry about the Constitution, that kind of thing. That doesn't matter. So, I don't know. It's nuts. It's nuts. We've got to play the Boris Johnson speech from the UK yesterday. Prime Minister Johnson was just, it's amazing stuff. I think we have that, right? Do we have that?
Boris Johnson? We have the audio in your 360 over there.
Is that where I put it?
That's where you put it. Because there ain't no video, bruh. Sorry. You were rolling it in yesterday, remember?
Yes.
Because we were sitting here
and it sounds a little something like this.
And those huge numbers are complying. And I thank you all. The time has now come for us all to do more.
Ooh.
From this evening, I must give the British people a very simple instruction.
Right.
You must stay at home.
Oh.
Because the critical thing we must do to stop the disease spreading between households. That is why people will only be allowed to leave their home for the following very limited purposes. Shopping for basic necessities as infrequently as possible.
All right.
One form of exercise a day.
Of sorts, just of sorts. An exercise of sorts. So you can go exercise once per day. If we catch you twice, your ass is ours. Okay?
How about we go with 0?
For example, a run, walk, or cycle, alone or with members of your household. Any medical need to provide care or to help a vulnerable person. And travelling to and from work, but only where this is absolutely necessary and cannot be done from home. That's all.
That's all. That's it. Other than that, we beat you to a pulp. And then we stomp on the pulp. And then we have dogs lick up the pulp afterward.
You don't beat the pulp out of the pulp after it's pulp?
No, we have the dogs lick it up and then they poop it out. So essentially what I'm saying is that you're going to be dog poop if you leave the house more than once per day. That's all.
Yeah.
Of sorts.
Exercise kills.
Quite.
These are the only reasons you should leave your home.
Yes.
You should not be meeting friends. If your friends ask you to meet,
don't.
You should say no.
You should
turn
them into MI6. If they ask you to leave your home, turn them over to British intelligence, where we will find them and we will torture them. And they will talk.
Of sorts.
But not invite you over to their house ever again.
You should not be meeting family members who do not live in your home. You should not be going shopping except for essentials like food and medicine. And you should do this as little as you can.
Thank you.
Okay.
And use food delivery services where you can. If you don't follow the rules, the police will have the powers to enforce them, including through fines and dispersing gatherings.
And turn you into dog poop.
To ensure compliance with the government's instruction to stay at home, we will immediately close all shops selling non-essential goods, including clothing and electronic stores and other premises, including libraries, playgrounds and outdoor gyms and places of worship. We'll stop all gatherings of more than 2 people in public, excluding people you live with. And we'll stop all social events, including weddings, baptisms, and other ceremonies.
Can you imagine that? They're stopping weddings. So if you wanted to get married, sorry, you're not getting married right now. You can't. For instance, what if you had a ceremony, the Jewish, the bar mitzvah, is it bar mitzvah? Is it bar mitzvah? Yeah. I mean, so many things. You can't do baptisms? Jeez.
Parks will remain open for exercise,
but only once per day.
Gatherings will be dispersed.
All right.
No Prime Minister wants to enact measures like this. I know the damage that this disruption is doing and will do to people's lives, to their businesses, and to their jobs. And that's why we produced a huge and unprecedented program of support both for workers and for business.
That's extraordinary. Extraordinary. Did the British roll over and play dead in World War II? I don't think so. Have Americans ever complied with freedom-sapping mandates without so much as a peep out of them? Are we all okay with this? And if we decide, this is prudent, this is necessary. If so, for how long is it necessary?
Thank you for pointing out that the British, there's a severe lack of syllables where there should be, and it bugs me.
Quite.
Libraries?
Yeah. Libraries. Necessary. And how much more are we going to just accept? How much, I'm just asking, because I think the time for these questions is right now. Not when it's too late. Not when we've acquiesced to everything they've mandated and now it's too late and we just lost our freedom. We need to ask this right now. Is this really necessary? I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's so hard because, yes, lives are at stake. So is liberty. But lives are at stake either way you go. The Los Angeles sheriff just ordered gun stores to close. In D.C., we had this story earlier this week or late last. In D.C., they've got the guy who somehow got the only license to sell guns in the Washington, D.C. Area. They gave him some kind of concession or something because he'd been wronged by authorities. Anyway, he was the one person in the area who could sell guns. He's decided not to now.
Yeah, he's 75. He's like, I'm done.
I'm just not going to.
Good.
Oh, well, all right. So they lost that ability to purchase guns in D.C. So here's the Second Amendment now being threatened over this.
Yeah, I mean, that's not just there.
It's in Los Angeles. It's all over the country.
Wake County, North Carolina Sheriff's Department just suspended pistol permits and concealed carry permits.
What does that have to do with stopping the coronavirus? That's bizarre.
And so many people, as society crumbles, are wanting firearms.
Yeah.
And they're waking up to the fact that, you know what? Maybe it is a good idea that I protect myself. And you've got that one going around, if you want to play the video of him explaining to someone somebody was trying to buy a gun and couldn't just walk right out with it. And so the store owner gave him a little lesson. I don't know if you want to play that. He's frustrated.
See it.
Listen, we're going to post this shit up because you first-time gun buyers are irritating the out of me.
Boy.
You've never been around before to purchase a gun, and all of a sudden now you want stuff done like this. Well, listen.
Okay.
That's not the way it works. Yes, there's a 10-day waiting period. You're going to have to wait for your gun. Yes, we don't have the gun. They're coming from the warehouse, and shipping doesn't take 2 fairy days, okay? It comes within a week because everybody's behind. Stop asking me if you could pay more money to take your gun because it doesn't work like that, okay? Be patient. You will get your gun. They're coming in. Warrior One will not close, period. Even if we got to be here to give you your guns and ammo, you will get it. We are essential, and it's as simple as that. Be patient. You're going to get your stuff. Next time, get involved when they try to take your
There you go.
Well, and it's what he's saying is not necessarily true because the Los Angeles sheriff just ordered guns.
Yeah, now it's this development.
Gun stores to be closed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, in 1,000 years, some archaeologist in the year 3020 is going to be digging through the ruins of our civilization, and he's going to ask his colleagues that are digging through the rubble with him, how do these people so easily destroy the most successful, long-lasting constitution in the history of the world? They gave up the right to due process and property. They gave up the right to assemble. They gave up the right to bear arms. They gave up their right to speak freely. How could that have happened? And the assistant will just say, well, it looks to me, boss, like they got scared. They were just scared. Because isn't that what we're doing? We're just operating on fear right now. And taking some knee-jerk reactions that, as we said a few minutes ago, in retrospect, looked like they were not the right actions to take. Sending all the college students home to be with old people just spread this disease to older people. It's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's really unfortunate. 888-900-3393. And at Pat Unleashed on Twitter with all this talk about coronavirus. You know, we don't even think about the flu, which has killed over 18,000 people, and the season's not even over. And one of the best ways to avoid getting sick is to have a healthy immune system. That's why I fortify my body with Field of Greens by Brickhouse Nutrition. One scoop has a full serving of real USDA certified organic fruits and vegetables, boosts your energy, and supports a healthy immune system. Doctors all agree, there is consensus on this. Unlike climate change, the diet of fruits and vegetables can reduce your risk of heart disease. And it's pre and probiotic. It's a great source of vitamins and fiber and other nutrients. And right now, you can save 15% off your first order when you use the offer code PAT. So go to brickhousepat.com, use the offer code, save 15%. Plus, if you subscribe while you're there, you'll save an extra 10% every single month. This virus season, turn your immune system into a brick house with Field of Greens. brickhousepat.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Oh, by the way, we're about to hear that nauseating voice with us on this show. Jeffy will be here to chew the fat in just a few minutes. I miss him. Don't you miss having him around? I mean, I never thought.
Am I supposed to answer that truthfully?
Miss him like a bad rash, like you miss a bad rash, kind of along those lines.
I've heard that he has a poster up or something behind him this time.
No, does he?
As opposed to just a blank wall.
That's
so I'm
great.
looking forward to that, Jeffy.
All right. 888-900-3393. We have Harrison in Washington. Hey, Harrison. Welcome to the Blaze.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Doing good.
That's good. So I work a security detail in the King County area in Seattle, and I just wanted to tell you guys how crazy things have gotten.
Okay.
I've basically been working through this entire thing.
Yeah.
It's gotten crazier and crazier. So when I first started going, the hospital I worked at was really open and everything, and there's like maybe one hand sanitizer, and now there's like 6 in the lobby, and every day they just keep seeming to be adding more.
Yeah.
And not only that, but the lobby used to be wide open, and you could just walk in, and now they like barricaded the entrance, so you have to funnel past security to get in. They have like chairs and stuff in front of the entranceway, so you have to go a very specific way.
Yeah.
It's getting pretty crazy, and since I work the security detail, I'm considered essential personnel because they're doing the lockdown in Seattle, and they basically have to give me a little card that if a cop pulls me over for going anywhere, I have to show them and be like, yes, I'm essential personnel. I'm allowed to leave my house.
Yeah, we have that now too. It's an amazing time. It's an amazing time.
Yeah, it's ridiculous over here, and people are just panicking. Still no toilet paper on the shelves. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Harrison. Stay safe. Stay healthy. I mean, there's still no toilet paper in the grocery stores. My wife went yesterday just looking for toilet paper and not finding it. It was completely gone, which reminds me of this meme that's been making the rounds online. Pretty funny. So it's Lionel Richie pictured there with his arms around some Charmin bathroom tissue. Hello? Is it me you're looking for? Yeah, we are. We're looking for you, Charmin. Funny. See, that's because he had a song called Hello. Yeah. And then the next line was, is it me you're looking for? And now he's applied that to toilet paper. So
you're explaining this to Martin, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Martin.
Yes.
Lionel Richie was a singer back in the 80s predominantly. Right. He's
known now for being a judge. One of the judges on The Voice.
Yeah.
So
that's what he's famous for.
But he actually did something before The Voice.
Yeah, he did Charmin commercials, as you evidenced there for you.
We used to call him Mr. Whipple, but we haven't done that for a while. So it's amazing, isn't it? I'll bet there's a buttload of millennials who have no idea who Lionel Richie is. It's like when the Paul McCartney song came out with the rapper, which was it? Who was the rapper? Was it 50 Cent?
What song was it?
When he collaborated with McCartney collaborated.
You're talking about Post Malone and Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, Post Malone? No, Post Malone, Ozzy Osbourne. No, but I think Kanye may have done one with Paul McCartney before that.
Oh, yeah.
And
Kanye
then people were
McCartney.
raving about, hey, this Paul McCartney guy about to blow up. Yeah. Yeah, he can only dream. You know, he gets as big as Kanye someday. If he applies himself, you know, and listens to the direction from Kanye, maybe he's got a shot. But I'm not going to commit to it. Liberty University has invited their students back to campus. I don't know how many are going to go back, but they're completely going the opposite direction of the rest of the country. On Monday, Virginia Governor Ralph Northam, this is Mr. Governor Blackface, right?
That's right. Yep.
Ordered all non-essential businesses to close by Wednesday, and Virginia public schools will be closed for the remainder of the school year. Everybody's going to reach this conclusion soon. Some of them are saying, yeah, we're coming back on April 3rd or April 6th or whatever. They're not coming back this year. Nobody's coming back. One day earlier, Falwell said as many as 5,000 students could return to Liberty's campus. I think we have a responsibility to our students, he said, who paid to be here, who want to be here, who love it here, to give them the ability to be with their friends, to continue their studies, enjoy the room and board they've already paid for, and to not interrupt their college life.
And we're not giving them their money back, is what he's saying.
Yeah, we've already spent your money, kids.
So
that's what that translates to.
Those checks already cleared, so get back here and enjoy what you paid for.
Although he's got a point.
Absolutely, he does.
He's got a point.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure people are going to bash him and condemn him for this. Oh, you don't care about people. I knew that. I knew it. I knew that you were only in it for the money. So students will be able to return to campus. There will still be some restrictions. Gatherings of more than 10 people will be prohibited. Dining services will be takeout only, and campus visits have been suspended. Where was it that they restricted gatherings to 2 people or less? Where was that? Was that in the U.S. or was that U.K.?
No, that was oh gosh, one of those Nordic countries. I don't know.
Was it Switzerland? Maybe they're having a real tough time there. In the nirvana countries of Denmark and Sweden, Norway, and Finland, they're having a tough time with this virus. And I thought they were perfect societies.
Well, Germany bans groups of more than 2 people.
Germany, though, has this low mortality rate that nobody, I don't know if they know why that's the case. Theirs is like under 1.
Yeah.
Under 1% of the people who contract this disease in Germany die. Well, that's because there's superior health care. That's what. Yeah, I don't think it is. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know that anybody knows, but it is interesting, and maybe we should try to figure out what it is they're doing that the rest of us aren't. Meanwhile, Nancy Pelosi was pushed a little bit yesterday on some tweets from the president, and here's her reaction to that.
The workplace that they thrive, and our children can go back to school. But central to all of that is stopping the spread of the disease, of the coronavirus.
Okay.
It's central to that. So I don't have time to follow people's tweets, Twitters, whatever, tweets. So don't expect me to comment
Twitter,
on them.
the president of the United States
I
is
don't care.
signaling
I don't care.
that he could
I don't
open
care.
it up. What is your opinion on that?
Don't care.
My opinion is that it is not scientific based. He's notion mongering as he does almost every day.
Wait, hold on.
So rather than waste any time on commenting
The what
on
mongering?
the president,
Notion
I would rather
mongering?
spend our time
What do you mean,
focusing
notion
on
mongering?
the
Pause
fact
it for a second. He's mongering notions now?
This notion mongering.
Notion mongering. That is an absolute new one on me.
Wow.
I don't know the term notion. I guess you've taken too many notions and you're hoarding notions.
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Ooh, what's your favorite word?
Notion mongering
Notion
is now my favorite word.
Wow.
Even over the word,
Definitely.
Notion mongering.
That's
a crazy word.
That was a brilliant moment for the Speaker of the House.
Go back to the beginning. I want to know that we heard that exactly right. And make sure that she says.
He was trying to cue it up to the spot.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. If you can do that,
wherever,
Rob, go ahead.
You know what? Wherever your mouse lands, Rob, just press
the workplace that they thrive, and our children can go back to school. But central to all of that is stopping the spread of the disease, of the coronavirus. It's central to that.
Okay.
So I don't have time to follow people's tweets, Twitters, whatever, tweets. So don't expect me to comment
Twitter,
on them.
The president of the United States
I
is
don't care.
signaling
I don't care.
that he could
I don't
open
care.
it up. What is your
I don't
opinion
care.
on that?
My opinion is that it is not scientific based. He's notion mongering as he does almost every day.
Notion mongering.
So rather than
And he does it every day.
Time
Every day.
That's a big deal.
on the president, I would rather spend our
Daily
time
notion
focusing
mongering.
on the fact that any president or any
I thought we had gotten away from the word notion when Obama left office.
Scientifically,
That was like
inclined,
every other
evidence-based
day.
Data. What is going to make the difference? I think the cure is the biggest message of hope that is out there. We have the best minds in the.
What?
Wow, that was a confusing bunch of bull crap.
However, she made more sense, and we'll get to it later. She made more sense than Joe Biden did yesterday. Ooh.
That's not hard these days.
He had
That's really not hard.
Bad day.
Yeah, hang on for that. That'll be fun too, because it just gets worse. It's like, okay, well, maybe we're wrong. Maybe he's fine. Maybe he's just slipped up a few times. No, it just keeps getting worse every day.
Yeah, and Nancy is talking about the cure is the hope while she's loading up the stimulus bill with everything. If you can imagine it,
that pisses me off.
It was in the bill.
Which we will also get into. But first of all, we got to deal with the president's notion mongering.
Yeah.
Because I'm so fed up with him mongering notions. The hate mongering was okay. But the notion mongering has to stop. It has to. Going
problem.
back to that archaeologist 1,000 years from now, he'll find out that one of our biggest problems that led to our downfall was notion mongering.
Was the mongering
They'll
of
figure
notions.
that out. Yeah. There's way too many notions being gathered together, I guess, in a mongering situation.
Well, you're not supposed to have, I know in Germany, more than two notions mongering at the same time.
Okay, they have limited it to two.
Yeah,
All
and it looks like later today we might get that stimulus bill. I love the meme up there that Kara 3022 sent us. Pelosi impeached Trump for withholding aid to Ukraine. Now she's withholding aid to America.
How great is that?
Brilliant.
How true is that? How great is that? That's a poignant point right there. Wow. All right, so if we look into what a monger is.
It's
a broker, a dealer, usually used in combination with some other word like notion, for instance. A person who attempts to stir up or spread something that is usually petty or discreditable, usually used in combination with like warmonger, hate monger, notion monger.
Notion monger.
Yeah, notion mongering. It's got to stop again. I don't know how we stop the spread of notions.
It's a little clunky for a band name.
Notion mongers?
It's close.
Notion mongers might be okay.
The notion mongers?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll think about it. I mean, we're getting used to the word now.
2020. I can't. Could you just...
The good days back in 2019. Good times. A simpler, gentler time, wasn't it?
Erase and rewind.
Ah, man.
Point of personal privilege.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Oh, thank you for that point.
Days.
Thank you.
Give me those days.
What a treat. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Also, Ed Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Got some tweets here. This one from Pelosi's Bat Sandwich. You guys should run a poll to see how long it takes for the lefties to blame global warming for COVID-19. I bet somebody already has. I'll bet they have.
No, we got to keep polluting the air and making it warmer.
So it kills the virus. Right. Exactly. Thunder61, aliens just flew by the planet. They rolled up their windows and locked the doors.
No. Come back. Please send help. Please, aliens, please come back.
Evidence fiasco. Don't they let out death row inmates for at least an hour a day? Remember when that was inhumane? Yeah, the rest of us can get out once and we can maybe jog in place in our front yard for some fresh air.
But just
to get your ass back inside, okay? Before somebody shoots you in the head.
So what if you miss a day? Can you not go out twice the next day?
No. You've blown your opportunity for that day.
Darn. So no exercise.
I've given you an inch. Don't try to take a mile, Melinak. Yeah. Don't.
Sorry.
Short Girl M, why does it feel like everything fell apart right after Pat Gray New Year? Coincidence? No, I tried to tell you. You start stretching that out until March 3rd, and all hell's going to break loose. That's exactly what happened. AR-14 Schiffler, so you're all enjoying your 30-day trial of socialism? Oof. Oh, yes. Are we ever? And with that, it is now time to chew the fat with our friend Jeffy, who's been sheltering in place now for a few weeks.
Are we sure he's still alive?
Are you alive, Jeffy?
Yeah, I'm alive.
Yeah, okay. Good.
I figured Amber would have taken you out by now.
Close, a couple times. Close, but she wanders out in the backyard, takes a couple deep breaths, and it's fine. It's okay.
She can only do that once a day. Tell her she can only be out there once.
No, that's it. That's in England, man.
It's here too. We're practicing for when that order comes down for us. So
they're already. I mean, they are doing it here, right? I mean, you can't. They don't want people gathering. You're supposed to stay home. That's it.
Well, Dallas County, Dallas County has a shelter in place.
So does Tarrant County
yesterday.
Now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No.
I didn't even hear that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A good thing we're essential. Essential. Because otherwise...
You start gathering in groups of more than 4, they're going to shut it down.
Yeah.
4?
Quick. I think it's 4 in Tarrant County. I think it's 4 in Tarrant County, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, and just a couple of quick side notes. Lionel Richie is the host of American Idol, not The Voice. Don't be putting him on.
That's right.
You say The Voice?
Yeah, thank you for that correction. Thank you for that. Yeah.
Lionel Richie's, the American Idol they're working on like year 100 or season 100 now.
Yeah.
And that's the show he's on. But, you talk about the socialism also, don't forget in L.A., they're going to start using drones to corral people and break people up.
Mm-hmm.
And the mayor also said, if you're a business and you don't close, we're going to shut your water and power off. Have a nice day. Take care.
I'm
Take
telling
care.
you.
Don't worry about it.
Smart meters get their due. Here we go.
Just a
crow. Piece of painting. I don't know the words to this Soviet anthem, but I know it's communist.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's really good.
We're gonna have
words,
to
my friend.
Let's get used to that anthem because it's coming. It's coming here. And what are we doing? We're rolling over and playing dead. We're accepting it. That's all.
No, it's gonna get better.
Did we lose Jeffy?
It's gonna get better real soon.
We lost him.
Pat.
We lost him.
It's gonna get better.
Is it?
Yeah, it'll get better. I mean, the president says by Easter, right? You want to play that clip?
Yes. While we wait for Jeffy to reestablish his connection, let's do that. Let's play the clip. President Trump talking about reopening the economy by Easter.
I said earlier today that I hope we can do this by Easter.
See?
I think that would be a great thing for our country, and we're all working very hard to make that a reality. We'll be meeting with a lot of people to see if it can be done.
Pause it for a second.
Easter is...
So he's allowed Fauci back in the announcement, in the press briefing?
Yeah, but you can see Fauci's scooting around, hiding behind him, trying to duck behind the president.
You know what would be funny is if he turned to Fauci and said, hey, is there anything you want to jump in, maybe knock me to the floor and correct that I've said here? It'd just be funny.
Wow.
Just to play that off a little bit.
That one go, are you?
I'm not going to, no. All right, let's see the rest.
Many reasons. For me, for a lot of our friends, that's a very special day. And what a great timeline this would be.
Yeah.
Easter as our timeline. What a great timeline that
yes,
would
it
be.
would. Yeah.
My first priority is
look at Fauci hiding.
Always the health and safety of the American people. And I want everyone to understand that we are continuing to evaluate the data. We're working with the task force and making decisions based on what is best for the interest of our fantastic country. In order to defeat the virus, we must continue to be very strong. Your resilience and spirit has been inspiring to everyone. Right now, this virus is attacking 149 countries, but everybody looks to us and they're watching us. And I'm very proud to be your president. I can tell you that. There's tremendous hope as we look forward and we begin to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
I hope that's true. I hope there is light at the end of the tunnel because it doesn't feel like it to me right now.
Is it more of a train?
Yeah.
Light headed your way?
Yeah. If there's any light, it's a train.
Okay.
All right. I think we got Jeffy back. Hey, Jeffy. What else?
Hey, I want to apologize to the powers that be. It's okay if you shut power and water off. I won't gather in more than two. Just leave my internet connection alone. Okay? Don't cut me off. Congratulations are in order as long as we're we're in the middle of chewing the fat here on Pat Gray Unleashed. Congratulations are in order. My producer, the guy that keeps his mic on and open during the show, Chris Cruz. He and his wife are now going to have a baby. Congratulations!
Oh, how wonderful!
Oh,
cool.
Isn't
that great?
Another little Chris.
He's he's claiming that it's his, and that's good because it's not mine. But a little Corona baby on the way, so good for
Corona baby.
And we also found out last night more bad news actually during the COVID-19 coronavirus television broadcast news. The Walking Dead season finale, 3 episodes away, postponed until sometime later in the year.
What?
3 episodes away.
Oh no!
Why?
I mean, they're trying to make an excuse that the post-production on these shows start like 3 weeks before the episode airs. So now now that everything is being canceled,
whatever.
Are you kidding me? You didn't see it coming?
Oh, come on! They get that thing done a lot sooner out than that. It's a storyline they probably want to revisit because it was probably a terrible ending.
I don't know. I just why? I mean, the last week they postponed a new show that was supposed to start right after Walking Dead called The World Beyond, which is one of their new shows. They postponed that. So why didn't you put those people to work on the finale? I don't know. It's just really good luck with us. But there are some good things happening. I mean, there are people and places that are hiring for jobs. I mean, Instacart is hiring 300,000 people. Walmart is hiring 150,000. Amazon is hiring 100,000. CVS and Dollar General are hiring 50,000. Papa John's and Domino is hiring 30,000.
Wow.
Kroger hiring 10,000. I mean, there are some good things.
Yeah, good.
And
good.
Big tech
That won't quite put much of a dent in the 20 million who may lose their jobs.
But you were about to make the point about how big tech is really benefiting from this, right?
Than ever. Yeah, they're stronger than ever. So, I mean, everybody is using, Facebook and YouTube and cloud computing going through the roof. And, you talked yesterday about, cutting the bit rate. I know we won't be able to watch your favorite show, which has been postponed anyway, on 8K. But, oh, well, you just watch it. I know it's going to feel like we're going back into the 1950s, and really we're just going back into that. I mean, way back, like we're going to watch TV like we did in 2018, and that just will not stand.
No, it's unacceptable.
And we theorized yesterday that, boy, this might be a resurgence for Netflix. People that might have been abandoning them might be going back since they're on lockdown. Well, sure enough, the story today, Netflix market cap surpasses Disney amid stay-at-home orders.
Oh, yeah. And there's plenty of streaming apps that are, hey, come to us for free for at least 30 days and try us, please. Mm-hmm. And, there's also people that are, capitalism is working a little bit, trying to work. I mean, they went to shut down a local bar strip club in Portland, and the owner said, wait, I don't want to shut down. These people need to work. I still have a restaurant. I can still be open if I deliver food. I can make Boober Eats and have the strippers deliver the food. I mean, capitalism works. Capitalism works. I am a fan of Boober Eats. I mean, I don't know. It didn't advertise, but maybe you get a little milk with every order. Thank you. All right. No rim shot.
No rim shot.
No. Sorry.
And notice
rim shot's sheltering in place right now.
And it's actual sports news. There is actual sports news. Looks like Monday nights we will have a booger.
What?
Peyton Manning has been reported said no to Monday night.
Yes, but does that mean that Booger's still there?
He's not going. They hasn't gone anywhere yet, has he? So you got Joe and Booger still.
No, they'll find somebody.
Oh, come on.
I think they understand it's a terrible broadcast and they need to do something with it. And I think they realize that Booger McFarland the booger needs to be flicked. We got to flick the booger right now. And I don't care who that is. It could be Peyton Manning. Bring in who else recently retired? There's been a million people who've retired.
They said they were actually looking at Drew Brees.
Drew Brees. Well, he's going to play this year, but
he's going to play again, right? So he's not available. Yeah. Same with Rivers, right? I mean, they all are still deciding we can still play.
Yeah.
So okay. So you got a booger, but I guess the new hashtag is flick the booger.
Flick the booger. That's my hashtag from now on. Flick the booger.
And we have a guy in France who is following orders. He ran a marathon on his balcony. He decided that since we're sheltering in place, I'm going to run my marathon on the balcony. And he did it in 6 hours and 48 minutes, which was his own personal record. And if you watching on Blaze TV, you can see his 23-foot long balcony. He said he ran about 3,000 laps. No, thank you.
No,
thank you.
So that was a full marathon on his balcony?
Yeah, 26.2 miles.
Got to be kidding. Really?
He said the only thing he was happy about, and I'm a fan of this kind of, is that his girlfriend was there to support him, feeding him M&Ms and Coca-Cola. So I could do
That's great. All right. Hang on a second. We'll get back to chewing the fat here in just a minute. First of all, let me tell you about Keeps, because if you're losing your hair, it used to be inevitable. Well, you're just going to lose your hair. You're just going to be bald. And so should I just shave my whole head, or do I do the male pattern baldness thing, or do I do the really awful comb over? You don't have to worry about that anymore, because if you're losing your hair, there is now Keeps. They have the generic versions of the only 2 FDA-approved hair loss products on the market. It's the real deal. And these, because they're generic, they save you a fortune. Is it tough to get? Nope. You sit on your couch in your living room or in your bedroom, wherever you want, and you just answer a few questions online. Snap a few pics of your hair, send it in. The doctor reviews all your information and then recommends the right FDA-approved hair loss treatment for you, and it's shipped discreetly to your door. Now, it works. It stops hair loss in 90% of men who use it, and 66% of those experience hair regrowth. It's amazing. It's not inevitable anymore. Go to Keeps.com, KEEPS.com/Pat. Get your first order of Keeps hair loss treatment for 50% off at Keeps.com/Pat.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, let's finish up with Jeffy here on chewing the fat. What else you got?
Well, I was thinking, what are we, day 10 into the president's 15-day plan? Of hopefully getting back to business. We're not getting back to business in 5 more days. No.
Well, he's saying by Easter now, which I think is April 12th, isn't it? This year?
Right. Yes, it is.
So now he's saying by Easter.
No way. no way are we back up and running by April 12th.
Well,
I think
he's going to order it to be back up and running. President said it. It must be so.
Order it?
Right? Yes. I order you, economy. Get back up and run. Oh,
I mean,
okay.
seriously. I mean, we're looking at what? Maybe July 4th? Maybe. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Well, nobody knows. Nobody knows what the deal. We don't I was just reading another article today. Will there be a college football season at all?
Hey.
I mean,
I doubt
you just have to face the reality. Will there be? I don't know. I don't know. I really hope so. I pray there will be because, I don't know if I can make it through fall without football. But we'll see. Yeah, we just don't know anything. We just don't know what's.
No, I endorse rioting at that point.
There you go. Keith Melanak endorses rioting.
If we get to
more
September.
than 4, are you going to play 2-on-2? And there's not going to be any fans.
And you don't want it to be too violent, so it'd have to be like 2 hands above the waist, because you don't want any back injuries. You don't want anybody to get hurt or knocked down. Everybody's a little fragile now, so yeah, 2-on-2 touch, 2-handed touch above the waist.
But I mean, honestly, the NFL has already been social distancing for quarterbaks as it is.
For sure.
I think we're okay.
And they're saying, and the NFL is saying they still want to do the draft.
Yeah, the owners want to delay that, and the league says, nah, doing it April, what, 23rd, I believe?
So I don't know how long you push America to being nice people and keeping shelter in place and not gathering, but, we're pretty close, right? I mean, it feels like we're pretty close to saying, you know what? I want to go back outside. I want to go to work.
I mean, when they talk about 18 months, is there any way Americans wait 18 months for this?
Hell no.
As we're sheltering in place, not going to work, you wouldn't have anything to live for at that point. It's just
maybe we do if they tell us that it's going to be 18 months, right? If they say that's the end date. If we have an end date, I think we're still good.
Oh, I don't.
I don't either.
No way.
18 months.
I'm already going out of my mind. And
you just like that number, Jeffy.
I can even come to work. Imagine the people that can't even go to work
Oh,
right
I've
now.
thought that too.
Jeez.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Crazy. Yep. All right, 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. We got to tell you about this stimulus package. It's unbelievable. Plus, some fantastic wisdom from Joe Biden from yesterday. It just keeps happening. All coming up and lots more. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Stocks shot up by the largest point jump in history yesterday. 2,112 points. 2,112 points yesterday. Largest point increase ever.
But don't look at Dow futures today.
Is it down again?
Yeah,
already?
Just a little bit.
Not
much. A little bit.
How much?
Just a little bit. I just checked a second ago. Just down 25
points, not 2,500.
Right.
Okay, good.
Scare you there.
All right. 25,000. It's down 25,000 points today. 888-900-3393 and at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Hey, Glenn on radio is going to be doing a call-in show. Just wants to, like we did last week, find out how you're feeling now after all of the things that have happened over the last few weeks or months. Where are you? Where's your head at? Just want to know where your head's at.
Yeah, what you've been doing at your house too. You know, there's a lot of fun videos that we can get to later on of creative Americans spending their time wisely.
Don't tell me you've been violating the once a day rule, though. Don't tell me that. I don't want to hear that people are going outside their house more than once.
No, that's Great Britain.
We're practicing. We're doing this. We're doing the Britain practice right now, and you could be held liable for what you're doing. And so don't tell me you're going out of your house.
Well, no, I mean these obstacle courses are inside the house. You know.
Okay.
And
anyway, you'll want to call 888-727-BECK on Glenn Show and 888-900-3393 on ours. Hope we confused everybody now. And at Pat Unleashed on Twitter, the prolific GD Chappell tweets, I believe Jeffy is mongered in a little bit of everything, so you may want to consult him on the notion of notion mongering.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. You've been
you know about notion mongering, right, Jeffy?
Well, I know about mongering.
Yes,
I don't know
that's what I thought.
I know about notion mongering.
What do you mean you don't know about notion mongering?
Well, Nancy Pelosi just nailed it. I've been pissed off about Trump's notion mongering for a long time, and she finally
called him out.
Finally called him out on it.
Called him out.
He's been gathering too many notions, and I, for one, am sick of it. Stop your notion mongering. Other people need notions too. The president can't have them all. So stop mongering in your notions. Justin Sander tweets, for it to work as a band name, you need to lead with the name of the front man.
Oh.
Like POTUS and the Notion Mongers. Totally sounds edgy enough to sell T-shirts at Hot Topic. Yeah, POTUS and the Notion Mongers. I like it. Bob Loblaw. Interestingly, I haven't heard much from the zer pronoun people in this post-COVID-19 world. That's true. We haven't heard the pronoun people.
Silver lining.
Interesting. Is there a number of people can call on that, Ivan?
Well, I mean, now or an hour from now?
Now.
Which one do you want?
Now, I think there's a number. Can they call it now?
Yeah, it's right there.
No, okay. I'm so sorry.
888-900-3393.
Fat Lump of Goo tweets, Pat is now booger mongering. With my Flick the Booger campaign on Monday Night Football. And from the first Jason, if you get pregnant during the lockdown, is your child a coronial instead of a millennial? What is this generation called, by the way?
Doomed?
Yeah, well, that about sums it up.
Yeah.
That about sums it up. All right, so the big spending bill. Listen to Larry Kudlow on... who is, of course, the president's national economic advisor. Listen to him talking about the bailout yesterday. Here's what he had to say about
The
it.
total package here comes to roughly $6 trillion.
Wait, what?
$2 trillion. Direct assistance, roughly $4 trillion in Federal Reserve lending power. Again, will be the largest Main Street financial package in the history of the United States.
And you're good with that, Larry?
For families, small business, individuals, unemployed, to keep this thing going. We're heading for a rough period, but it's only going to be weeks, we think. Weeks, months, not going to be years. That's for sure.
Okay.
And hopefully pave the way for continued economic recovery.
I think we're done here.
After this crisis
later
departs. Thank you, sir.
Right. So I think the $6 trillion, $4 trillion of it are loans.
Yeah, it's a Federal Reserve thing. $6 trillion. And Larry Kudlow talks about all that like it's a really good thing. This is a great idea.
Yep.
What if it was President Obama, would Larry Kudlow be standing there talking about it like that? It's craziness.
How did this happen?
I don't know.
Because it was literally 8 days before that we were talking $750 billion is what the Democrats wanted. We've gone from a package
We'll see your 750. And we'll 10 times it.
And we were kidding around yesterday when we were like, oh, yeah, well, I'll give you $2 trillion, $4 trillion. No, we're going to top out at $6 trillion. They're supposed to vote on this later today.
Well, and here's some of the garbage the Democrats have tried to sneak into this.
Tried to.
A bailout for the U.S. Postal Service. Student loan debt forgiveness. They're just trying to hammer through their left-wing agenda. And they're trying to sneak it in an emergency bill. It's despicable. It's evil. Stop. Required same-day voter registration. Airline emissions standards regulation. Study on climate change migration.
Okay.
Collective bargaining provisions. Increased federal minimum wage for companies that accept government loans. Publication of race and pay stats for corporate boards. And dozens of other provisions allocating money to universities. The JFK Performing Arts Center.
Oh, you got to have that.
The IRS. Because, man, nobody's more deserving of big cash stimulus grabs
they
than
got to
the
wait till
IRS.
July 15th now to get your money.
NOAA, NOAA, museums, migration assistance. There's even a requirement that the federal government use more minority banks and credit unions. This is despicable. Ted Cruz talked about this.
And this is going to end up being 1/5 of our debt. It all wrapped up in one bill.
Ted Cruz summed this up really nicely. He was indignant, as he should be, and he was talking about it on the Senate floor yesterday.
The famed quote from Rahm Emanuel. as President Obama's chief of staff, never let a good crisis go to waste. Sadly, we're seeing the embodiment of that cynical approach right now. Because all the people out of jobs the Democrats are using to push, what are they pushing for? Changing the emission standards on airplanes.
Right.
Mr. President, what the hell do the emission standards on airplanes have to do with thousands of people dying and millions of people out of work in the coronavirus epidemic?
Thank you.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Don't treat this bill like a partisan Christmas list. And by the way, Republicans, we've got things we would like to advance too. Things I believe in deeply. You want to talk about what I'd like to do? I'd like to abolish the IRS. I've campaigned on that all over the country. I'm going to continue fighting for that. But, Mr. President, I'm not standing here with an amendment saying, as part of this emergency relief, let's abolish the IRS. There's a place for that political and policy discussion. The Democrats are pushing wind and solar tax credits.
Unreal.
Mr. President, what in the hell does a windmill have to do with this crisis? Other than there's some Democratic lobbyists getting fat and rich, and they're willing to extort a crisis to try to advance their political agenda.
It's great stuff. All right. We get the idea. He talks about the other things they're trying to sneak into this bill, and we just mentioned many of them. But that's what we need is a bunch of passionate senators to put a stop to this nonsense and tell the American people what's going on behind their backs, because people aren't paying enough attention. And it's despicable and, yes, evil what they're trying to do. That you're just trying to subvert this country and bring on the socialism that you desire so desperately on the back of an emergency bill that's trying to help people in real trouble. Despicable. It's despicable. And we need more people who are pissed off about it in office, like Ted Cruz is.
Ben Sass as well.
And Sass, yeah. I imagine Mike Lee, there was talk today that he's going to show up in a hazmat suit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Him and Rand Paul and a few others, that they might show up to the Senate today wearing full garb.
And that's why Republicans have been outnumbered there, is because you've got Mike Lee, Mitt Romney, and Rand Paul all in
quarantine,
isolation there.
Yeah.
Heaven forbid we're able to vote from home.
Yeah.
Wow, what is that? What a crazy idea, man. What are you doing?
Well, there's no technology that would allow them to do that.
No.
Is I think what the problem is.
Like if they did like a radio show.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe we could pull that off.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're voting.
But what if you could connect somebody at home to, like, I don't know, somebody at work, and you had some audio and heaven forbid, I mean, I know this is way out there, but if you had some audio visual way to link up.
Is Mitt Romney doing a radio show?
No, he's not.
Okay.
No, and there's no witchcraft that would link them audibly and visually.
That is forward thinking, my friend.
It's either forward thinking or it's witchcraft. I'm not sure which it is.
Oh, definitely witchcraft. If Jeffy's involved, it's witchcraft.
But it's a notion, and I don't want a notion monger like the president keeps doing. So I'm going to drop the whole thing, and I'm not even going to bring it up anymore. Don't worry about it.
Seriously, when this is all said and done, if we could get our representatives voting from their home districts.
Again, you're talking witchcraft. I can't allow it, Keith.
Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize.
I can't allow it.
Yeah. My bad.
We're going to have to burn you at the stake after the show, and I hate to do it, but you've proven that I must.
Can I just self-isolate instead?
No.
It's a little harsh.
No, witches have to be done away with. We have to kill the witches.
Let's see if I float first.
Sorry, Keith. Take care.
Thanks. I appreciate it. It was good knowing you.
That was really heartfelt. I appreciate that. Thank you, Jeffy. We could feel the love. We really could.
Can I finish my cup of coffee before you burn me at the stake, please?
Well, yeah, you got till the end of the show because I can't tend to it till then. 888-900-3393. And at Pat Unleashed on Twitter, Biden supposedly holds a sizable edge over Donald Trump in swing counties.
How in the world is this a thing?
I don't know that it is. I don't know what's going on here with these polls, but it's really hard to believe for me.
So now we've
really
got swing counties.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a substantial lead over Trump in 300 of the crucial so-called swing counties.
No way.
Come on. The poll was taken last week as Americans were just beginning to grapple. So at the same time as this was happening, Gallup does a poll where President Trump's approval rating is tied for the highest it's ever been at 49%.
It's going up during this crisis.
Right. Because people believe in what he's doing. It's amazing. Also on the campaign trail, he's like doing his trail from home right now, like everybody else, sheltering in place. But Biden was on CNN yesterday, and he had a little bit of trouble. I think you'll admit Biden was a little bit struggling. Check it out.
Why doesn't he just act like a president? That's a stupid way to say it.
You know, Donald Trump was asked on...
Sorry.
Oh.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, probably best I don't.
Okay. Okay. Obviously, that was MSNBC.
Okay, but is he
what an
falling
uncomfortable, awkward situation there. And it's in part done because they're on Skype or whatever.
Right, they're on a delay.
And check this out again, because they have just a little bit of a difficulty. And then he can't even finish his thought.
I think he checks out for a nap halfway through it, too.
Watch this.
Why doesn't he just act like a president? That's a stupid way to say it.
You know, Donald Trump was asked on...
No, boy.
Good night.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sleepy time.
No, probably best I don't.
It's a stupid way to say it.
You didn't say anything.
Why can't he just act like a president? I mean, you ask that kind of question all the time. Why was it a stupid way to say it this time?
That's my best I don't.
Yeah. I can't get into it now. It's another little example here of Biden talking about the coronavirus.
Would reassess the recommended period for keeping businesses shut and people at home. Are you at all concerned, as Trump said, that we cannot let the cure be worse than the problem itself?
We have to take care of the cure. Okay. That will make the problem worse no matter what.
Wait, what?
No matter what. We know what has to be done. We know you have to...
Okay, so we know you have to take care of the cure.
We should do like a sentence diagram or something on that one.
You have to take care of the cure because that will make it worse.
Wait, press play again, please. I want to see this.
Would reassess the recommended period for keeping businesses shut and
Joe.
people at home.
Here we go, Joe.
Are you at all concerned, as Trump said, that we cannot let the cure be worse than the problem itself?
Here we go.
We have to take care of the cure. That will make the problem worse no matter what. No matter what.
That will make the problem worse.
We know what has to be done.
No matter what.
We know you have to.
We have to take care of the cure. That'll make the
problem worse no matter what.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Well, you know, I'd fight him on that, but I have no idea what the hell he's talking about.
I was going to say, there might be some truth in there, but I'm just not willing to commit.
No one knows.
That was a cumbersome delivery.
We've submitted that to scientists, and they're pulling their hair out right now. They have no idea what he was trying to say. Right now, the American people, we're in a fight for our lives. And while many are trying to politicize this crisis, most of us are just sticking together as one family. And Patriot Mobile would like to help during this really tough time of social distancing. Patriot Mobile wants to help Americans stay connected by reducing all their pricing for a limited time. So plans start as low as $25 a month with an unlimited plan for only $55. There's never been a better time to join the Patriot Mobile family. Call 972-PATRIOT, that's 972-PATRIOT, or visit patriotmobile.com/Pat. When you use the promo code PAT, you'll get free activation plus a free gift. You can keep your number if you want. You can get a new one. You can keep your phone. You can get a new one. And you get the same service that everybody else provides because they're all on the same towers. Patriot Mobile, it was founded by freedom-loving Americans who share your values, and they provide an easy way to support life, the Second Amendment, religious liberties with every single call you make. 972-PATRIOT or patriotmobile.com/Pat.
We hold these truths to be self-evident.
Mm-hmm.
All men and women created by you know the thing.
Some inspiration there from Joe Biden in this troubled time.
You know the thing, y'all.
It doesn't matter whether he's Democrat or Republican. He's an American, and that has to move you right there.
We hold these truths to be self-evident.
Right.
All men and women created by you know the thing.
You know the thing. I just got chills because I do. I know the thing, and he's right about that. Let's see. Got some tweets here at Matthew Coons. We have to have football. Without football, there is no moron trivia. This I cannot abide. Me too, Matthew. I feel your pain on that. I do. I feel your pain. Biden didn't quarantine himself, tweets, and you thought Spring Forward killed people. Shall not be infringed. America won't last 18 weeks, let alone months. Could you imagine being exposed to your family for that long? Jeffy? How's it going so far?
How's it working out on your end?
After what, 18 days? How long's it been?
No, it's only been 10 or 11 days, right? Something like that.
Okay. And it's going well, is it?
It only seems like a year.
Yeah.
It's going great.
For Amber.
Yeah, it's going.
For Amber.
So it's been 11 days, but it only seems like a year. So that's pretty good. That's right.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Worked out fine.
From Random American, don't worry, this will only be months, not years. Like 120 months.
Hey. Stop.
Okay. Duct Tape Cranium tweets, 55 members of our church choir met together online last night, but Congress can't figure out how to vote from home. Yes, that's true. That's right. They just don't want to, of course. They want to be where they are, away from their homes and their families, where they can sleep with their interns, where they can get money from the lobbyists.
Yeah, it's easy to make those transfer payments
right.
in the office.
Makes you want to run for office.
That's, yes. Doesn't it, though? Don't forget, Glenn's doing a take the temperature of the nation kind of show today. He wants to hear from you. So you can certainly call us at 888-900-3393. But call Glenn today during the radio show, which is about 35 minutes from now. 888-727-BECK, of course, that number. Speaking of being in lockdown, working from home, this is given the opportunity for a lot of people to try out homeschooling. Because what are you going to do? In most cases, I guess it's going really well. Ben, do we know how old Ben is?
Not a clue.
Ben has a little homeschool project he wrote out. And here's what he said.
Okay.
It is not going good.
Well.
My mom getting stressed out. My mom is really getting confused. We took a break so my mom can figure
this stuff
out. And I'm telling you, it is not going good.
Well, yeah, she's not teaching you the difference between good and well. Ben.
But Ben's upset. He wants to move
I wonder
on.
how many parents will start homeschooling after this little experiment, or is it going to have the opposite effect? Get out.
It just might have the opposite effect. From T. Sheehan, Dear Netflix, can you please turn off the Are You Still Watching feature? We're in quarantine, so yes, we're still watching. I don't need this kind of judgment in this time of uncertainty. If you could please update it with, are you sure you want to eat that? Notice. That'd be much more helpful at this particular time. Sincerely, me. And really, us.
Oh, goodness.
All of us. I hate that feature anyway. It's not. You just keep your thing going, will you?
Yeah.
I'll turn it off when I want it off.
I'm tired of the TVs that do the same thing, especially during a football game.
I get so
There's
pissed
like
off.
2 minutes left in the game, and this thing blocks the screen. It's like, are you still there?
Mm-hmm.
It's none of your business if I'm still here. I've already paid for the TV. I'm paying for the electricity. Back off.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to leave it on unattended. And that's the other thing, is every morning when I come into the studio, I have to go down the hall, go behind a locked door to reset a DVR-type box because the Eco feature has shut it off overnight. It's madness. Stop it.
Yeah, mine doesn't even ask me half the time. I've got one system where you'll be in the middle of watching something, and maybe you've been watching for a little while, and it just decides, you've had enough. It just shuts down.
What?
It just turns off.
No warning?
Just turns off, no warning. And I got to boot the thing back up.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it just shuts off. I'm like, I don't know how to fix that feature if it is fixable, because it's really pissing me off.
Why do you want to fix it? Do you not love the planet?
No.
Do everything you can for it?
No, I don't. I'm trying to burn the planet to the ground. And I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you burn a planet to the ground, because when you burn it to whatever point that would be, there is no ground there.
Stick with me.
The planet
Watch me
is
put
the
my
ground.
recyclables into the garbage can. And I don't care.
All right. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. You going anywhere or doing anything, Jeffy?
I mean, I go to the store once in a while.
You do go to the store? Yeah.
Yeah, I go.
Okay.
I
You're only
go
buying
to,
essentials, right? Just essentials. I hope you're not buying anything frivolous that you don't need, because you shouldn't be leaving your house for any other reason.
Correct.
Yeah.
Only essentials.
Only for life-saving measures should you be leaving your home.
And if I take the kids, I have one ducked down, so it looks like there's only two of us in the car. And we're fine. It's all good.
It's like now it's back to when we had our learner's permits. We could only have one other person with us because we're 15 years old and they don't trust us with a vehicle. It's kind of like that.
That's right. That's
Thank
exactly
goodness for Big Brother. I'm so glad they're here to save us. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. I've got some cattle I'm driving to the town song is going to be stuck in my head all day long today. Thank you, Glenn. Thank you for that. 888-900-3393. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, it's just that's one of the things that I miss. Coming into the studios.
Yeah.
Is getting songs stuck in my head from time to time, because somebody's always singing a stupid song. I was thinking about it the other day. I saw a stupid cartoon they have, if you're watching on Blaze TV, where two birds are sitting on a branch, and the one bird says chirp. Great. I'm going to have that stupid song stuck in my head all day.
That's funny.
That's what I miss coming into the studios.
You know what? If you want, I could give you a call and sing you something special every day. Once a day at least. All right.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah. Isn't that nice?
It's so nice.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this social distancing doesn't mean we can't keep in touch in that way. I can monger notions and give you some of those, and I can stick really terrible songs in your head for the day. So we'll work on that from now on.
There's no phone line between your phone and Jeffy's phone, unfortunately. So you're just not able to do that, is the thing.
All right. Gavin Newsom says 1,000 ventilators, not ventilators. I think he's talking about breathalyzers, isn't he?
And they got some treatment and a breathalyzer.
Breathalyzer.
Or an inhalator.
Inhalator. That's
not a breathalyzer.
Not a breathalyzer. Or an inhalator. Or even an inhaler. He actually is talking about ventilators. But apparently Elon Musk sent them 1,000 of them. Musk just said, wasn't it last week? He said, "Hey, at Tesla plants, we can convert some of what we're doing into making ventilators," and they're already doing that.
Yeah.
And he sent them 1,000 of that. See, that's cool. Capitalism.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's American ingenuity and capitalism. I love that. Yesterday, Governor Cuomo wasn't willing to depend on private companies. He wants the federal government, I guess, to make ventilators. Are we in that business? I didn't realize the government had a ventilator factory. Where is that stationed anyway? He says that up to 40,000 patients could be in ICU within 2 weeks in New York.
Wow.
That's chilling, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it is.
Wow. Now, does he mean breathalyzers, though?
And they got some treatment.
Right.
And a
breathalyzer.
Or an inhalator.
An inhalator, okay.
Not a breathalyzer.
No, right. That's stupid to think it was a breathalyzer. Of course, it's the inhalator.
You caught it.
Companies all over the nation are stepping up, like the MyPillow team. They're making masks now at their facility. Someone just tweeted out. So, I mean, all sorts of companies. Okay. I mean, we've got stories all over.
And they're doing that because the government is making them, right?
No, actually. Amazingly, that's not the case. Right. I know it's fascinating, and it's probably unbelievable, and you can fact-check this later after you burn me at the stake in 20 minutes. But, no, private companies and individuals are stepping up on their own. Can you believe it?
No, I don't believe it. I don't believe that happens because capitalists are evil, and so they wouldn't do anything good like that. You're a lying witch. And we've already made that notion very clear today in our notion mongering. that you must be burned at the stake after the show. So we're going forward with that. This is just more proof that you're a witch.
Yeah. So. I don't know if we'll have time for it, but Trump tweeted out, Jeffy, you made me aware of this video of Americans stepping up all across the nation.
This is nice, yeah. Let's watch this.
In times of struggle, we see the true greatness of the American character.
A West Virginia 13-year-old whose dad is a trucker using his allowance to buy food for other drivers.
My motto is, if there's no truck drivers out here, America will stop running.
On behalf of the City of Truth, we're just giving out $50 towards your groceries. Just want to bless you. We know that people are in panic and they're in need. Let's go in the heart of the city and see how we can bless people that are in need.
Terry Dacey runs a busy paint and supply store. He ordered 6,400 masks weeks ago, but as soon as he got his masks, he knew exactly what he would do with them. First stop, FoodLink, which is providing 4,000 meals a day for community kids. Next stop, Rochester General.
14-year-old is making a big local impact by starting a donation drive for medical supplies.
What matters is the impact you leave on people.
8 Oaks Farm Distillery is converting his facility to now make hand sanitizer to distribute among local charities.
He used $600 of his own savings to help others.
I decided to make care packs for senior citizens.
Michael Arundel, he started a nonprofit. It is a no-fee shopping service for older people in his neighborhood.
The pre-med student at UNR is launching a program called Shopping Angels. Powell just wants to help those who can't leave their home. Powell already has more than 36 college students ready to help.
We are all joined together as one people, eternally linked by our shared national spirit, the spirit of courage and love and patriotism. No American is alone as long as we are united.
That's great. That's really nice. Yeah, that's awesome.
Love that.
Also, speaking of Elon Musk making ventilators, he also just made 50,000 N95 masks and delivered them to UW researchers' homes. A truckload of 50,000 N95 surgical masks, critical for healthcare workers fighting the virus, arrived at the Seattle home of a University of Washington medicine physician on Sunday, courtesy of Elon Musk and Tesla.
That's really cool.
That is awesome. Dr. Christina Adams-Waldorf pushed her family's ice hockey gear out of the way to make room for the dozens of boxes of masks and special helmets for healthcare workers being unloaded into her driveway. Her daughters were put to work immediately, hauling the boxes inside. It's just not Musk and Tesla making these donations. After the call with a friend, Waldorf posted a message on WhatsApp explaining what had just happened. Overnight and through Sunday morning, she said people had been leaving masks on her doorstep. She expected more to arrive thanks to community members. And all the crappy stuff we hear, and all the infighting among Americans with Democrats and Republicans, what we should do next about stimulus or not. It's really cool to see Americans
and you got some
banding together.
Yeah, making homemade
a ventilator.
Ventilators with bottles, and it's pretty awesome. I just love seeing this stuff.
This guy in his home made, using spare parts, a local doctor said his team has come up with a low-cost solution to the ventilator shortage.
Look at this.
A red toolbox, a block of wood, and spare machine parts. That's what he used to make a ventilator. That's really cool. The version
was approved by the government?
No, it hasn't. Not yet. No, okay. So he shouldn't be using it, obviously. Just let people die rather than try this out on them. Because it could kill them, right? So just let them die.
Yeah.
He and other medical professionals have been bracing for the grim reality that there aren't enough life-saving ventilators. So he just went into action by himself.
Yeah, said he went full MacGyver, right?
Took the initiative.
I love that.
Took a couple of paper clips and made himself ventilators with them.
That's great. So cool. By the way, more good news. Dow futures now up.
So, really?
Yeah.
Oh, they were down 20. Oh, they were down 25 points. Now they're up 28, 30. Okay, so 36. Keep an eye on that during the day.
I'm sure it had nothing to do with the $2 to $6 trillion stimulus package.
No, because $6 trillion. That at one time, a trillion here and a trillion there really added up to some real money, but not anymore.
Remember?
Yeah, those were good times.
Were they?
Yeah, good times. A simpler, kinder, gentler time. When people worried about I don't know, personal privileges and
quick point of privilege.
Yeah, go
quick
ahead.
Point of personal privilege.
Yes. Right, and then the gender
point of
pronoun.
personal privilege.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Doesn't that warm the cockles of your heart? It would warm mine if I hadn't had them surgically removed.
How
years
old is
ago.
that now? I mean, wow,
clear back
that
that was clear back in 2019. I mean, maybe early 2020, but very early. And I don't know. How old were you then? I don't know. 12? I think I was. I wasn't even born yet.
Now, don't gloss over that. We really want to know, how old were you then earlier this year?
Yeah, you'll never tell. It's like an old woman.
Same as I was now.
When's your birthday? No, your birthday's in
January.
Yeah, you've had a birthday since then.
Yeah.
So, no, you weren't the same. You're a whole year younger.
Don't dissuade him from telling us.
888-900-3393 and at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Good to see some things never change. Joe Biden continues to lie about Donald Trump, which is great. First, he said that Donald Trump turned down the World Health Organization's offer for tests. Remember that? They came to him and they said, "Hey, we can send you a bunch of tests," and he said, "No, I don't want your crappy foreign tests, you foreign bastards.
Wow.
Get out of my office."
That's kind of harsh.
Yeah, they were in his office begging like dogs, and he just threw them out. He threw them out. That's what happened.
That's how that went down?
That's how it went down.
Oh, man.
According to Joe, middle-class Joe said it must be true, right? Well, no. Even the WHO said, yeah, the U.S. never comes to us for that kind of stuff. There was never even a conversation about it. Wait, what?
Oh, wait. Is
What?
this the same Joe Biden that for decades alluded to a drunk driver killing his wife and child?
Yeah, that's a really sad thing.
Right.
Oh,
and in
man,
fact, the guy wasn't drinking and tried to help her.
Right.
Okay. And then for decades.
Sadly, she was at fault for the accident, having run a stop sign.
That is unbelievable.
That's an incredible story. That's incredible. And he kept saying for years that the truck driver drank his lunch instead of eating it. And the family's like, no. Police officers were like, no. He was not drunk when she ran the stop sign. And he tried to avoid her and couldn't. Terrible lie. Family forgave him and everything, and he kept saying it years later. So there's that same Joe Biden. Now he says Trump silenced CDC officials. That turns out not to be true because even the Washington Post fact-checked it and called the claim simply wrong and a false narrative, gave it 4 Pinocchios. He didn't silence any CDC officials at all. So the lies just continue. And there's no shame here. There's no accountability. Nobody calls him on it.
This notion mongering has got to stop.
Got to stop. Yeah, it really does. Also, we have some nice video of Californians who are falling apart. But they're doing that with or without the virus. I don't know if this has anything to do with the virus, but here are our friends in California in the current state of that state.
Mm-hmm. Look at that, just taking stuff off the shelf, putting them in bags. The employees are just watching them.
Pause it for a second. Now, they can do this because of Prop 47, which is that if they're committing a crime by stealing merchandise worth under $900, they won't be arrested.
Like that,
right?
Something like that. Yeah.
So
maybe we should go
check this out. They just keep going.
Yeah.
Store employees standing there watching them do it.
Yep. That's California today, everybody. There you go. That's good stuff right there. There they go.
More than California these days.
That is absolutely incredible.
Have a good day.
So they just steal stuff, put it in bags, and walk out of the store.
Yep.
Nothing happens to them.
Nothing.
Nope.
What the?
Oh, by the way, you're not allowed to buy guns. Is that right? In L.A. County right now?
Yeah, that's according to the sheriff. Yeah, he's closing down the gun stores.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Good thing to do in this particular time and point in history. Jeez.
So what's to stop someone from going to a furniture store, right, and just buying like an end table or something? are buying. Grabbing an
Stealing
end
an
table
end
and just
table?
walking right out.
Walk out with a couch,
Nothing.
a sectional.
Well, you come back and you get them in pieces so that they're under $950.
I don't know. Why wouldn't you exceed $900? Because nobody's doing anything. If you wore a mask, how are they going to find you? I guess they could trace you through. I don't know if you've got enough surveillance videos in the area. Maybe they find out where you eventually wind up. I don't know.
The drone will follow you home. So
Will it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, the drones. Did you see that they might be making public address announcements on these drones?
Yeah.
Tell me that's not chilling. Where you've got
that's how they're going to break up crowds. I mean, they're just going to fly. Oh, excuse me, but I got to call you. There's 5 people here. Move it on.
5 people.
It's going to be incredible.
Yep.
I heard that happen to you when you were standing on a street corner yesterday.
I said to you.
When the police officer drove by and said, "Hey, break it up."
Hey, it's just me, officer.
Wait, what? And the guy
went.
He was like shocked out
Was
of
he
his
like,
mind.
hey,
Right?
social
Wait.
distancing?
Oh, sorry,
oh,
sir.
it's just the one.
I thought there were 43 people standing there. That was a real health hazard. But it's just you. Okay. All right. As you were.
Carry on.
You heard that happen to me.
Yeah, I heard that happen yesterday.
Wow. Do you miss us?
Yeah.
Do you miss us, Jeffy? How much do you miss us?
Yeah, it's going to be a shame when you get burned at the stake today.
I got 8 minutes of life left, man. I'm going to make the most of this.
I understand when you stepped on the scale this morning, it told you one at a time, please. Right? And it's getting in on the act as well. And
I'm thinking about just going to the beach and selling shade. I got a rim shot for that.
Yeah, that'll give you a rim shot for it.
That's good. Do you have any of these videos of self-isolation folks really being creative? Because there's some fun stuff we got.
Yeah, maybe this will give you an idea of what you can do with your family while you're languishing in sheltering in place.
You can do the homemade treadmill?
Yeah.
Let's try the homemade treadmill here. Watch this guy. This guy's awesome. He has dish soap. Drops it on the floor there. All right. Sprinkle a little water down there. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Time to exercise. He's got his little towel there. Here we go.
Spreads it around with his foot.
Here we go.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
So good. Look, it's going faster now. Look at that. Somebody unplug it. So anyway, there you go.
That's a waste
pretty cool.
That's a waste of essential merchandise.
Oh yeah, the hand soap stuff, right?
He'll be arrested later today.
Oh, he's probably in a pokey right now. Huh. Thanks for sending those.
Wasn't there some ping pong situation?
You got to watch the ping pong ball. Watch this guy. Yeah. Watch this. It drops it down. His family rides the little. This is the best self-isolation video here. This ping pong ball thing.
Oh, my perfection, Lacey.
Yes.
You are so good.
Watch this. And then the little air blower. Watch this. Watch this. And it's always.
Oh my gosh, that's really good.
Always a cat.
No! No! Wait! No way! No way!
What are the odds of that?
How awesome was that?
What are the odds?
Stupid cat intercepts it and then lets it go, and
it goes where it's supposed to. That's crazy.
We will try to make sure those are out there for y'all to take a look at later at Pat Unleashed on Twitter.
Also, we got to show you this meme of Baby Yoda and the caption, "I have almost completed my 90-day trial of 2020. How do I cancel?"
Yeah, we need to do that. We need to send it back. What a terrible year.
I'm really ready to cancel my subscription, too. Has this been a horrible start to a year or what?
No kidding.
Oh, man.
I mean, I've never lived in a year like this, and it's not even April yet.
At least one good thing has come of it. They delayed tax day until July 15th. So we got 3 extra months to even file, because at first they said, yeah, you don't have you have to file, but you don't have to pay until July 15th. Well, now you don't even have to file until July 15th. So we got one good thing. There's a little bit of a silver lining.
No doubt.
We may all be dead by July 15th, but that's beside the point. You know, I mean, it's just, whatever.
Oh, can we watch the Trump doing the social distancing yesterday during the press conference? That was fun stuff.
Yeah.
You have that video.
You'll notice I was not here over the weekend. I think this is the part that we really need to take personal responsibility for. Saturday, I had a little low-grade fever.
I like that. He's like, I'm out of here. See ya.
How many presidents would do that? That's just funny.
Yeah.
That should endear him to people, and yet they still just hate his guts.
Right.
You know why, though? That's because he's a notion monger. Yeah, we just found that out from Nancy Pelosi. He's a notion monger, and we can't have that as president.
No.
Can't have it. There's nothing worse. I mean, a hate monger, we used to think that was pretty bad. A war monger, a lot of people didn't like that. But a notion monger, we will not abide. Sorry.
I know we've been desperate for sports lately. You have any interest in the little soccer girl? You want to see that amazing goal? It'll make you almost like soccer for 5 seconds.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Get it!
Watch this.
Did she do that on purpose?
Of course she did. Picked out that goalie. Okay, now don't be celebrating.
Let's see that again. One more time, because she does a nice spin kick. That's crazy!
Isn't that something? Good stuff. Now act like you've been there before, girl. Stop.
Wish we had slow motion on that, because that was a nice move. One more time. Let me see it one more time.
Okay, here we go. See, he acts all interested. Now he loves it. See, watch this.
Oh, no way! Put her on the U.S. women's soccer team.
Yeah, that was excellent.
Who, by the way, get paid more than the men, despite the fact that they don't bring in anywhere near as much money as the men.
How dare you?
I know. I know. How dare I interject a fact into that discussion?
Jeffy, he's just trying to bring normalcy back to our lives by pointing out that, women's soccer complaining about everything.
Also, if I could...
quick point of privilege.
Point of privilege, please.
Yes.
Quick one.
Point of personal privilege?
Yes, go ahead.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Tell me that doesn't make you tear up a little bit, wishing for happier times.
Yeah. I miss the communist gathering there.
Right? The pronoun fight seems like one of the greatest things that's ever happened now.
Boy, no kidding.
Those were the days.
Worrying about whether or not biological men should compete against biological women in sports. Those were good times.
I mean,
that was
remember
a
those
fun
days?
Fun
Remember
time.
the days when dudes could hang out in the Target bathroom, the women's bathroom?
And just leer at them because they identified that day
and
as women?
Now it's like,
good
no,
times.
social distancing, stay back, whatever.
Oh, good times, man.
I missed those
good times.
You're not going to get those days back,
I want to. Please don't tell me that. Please don't tell me. I mean, seriously, if college football doesn't happen, if the NFL football doesn't happen,
gotta stop this.
We're going to be in really bad shape. I'm just trying to be real here. I'm keeping it real all up in here,
keep it real by saying that the NFL schedule is staying.
Keeping it real.
It's on pace.
All up in
Everything's
here.
going to be fine.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm becoming increasingly worried that that's not going to be the case with the football season.
Stop.
And look, that hurts me more than you. I mean, BYU has an incredible season lined up, an incredible schedule.
Just like the past few seasons.
Shut up.
Thank you, Jeffy. I appreciate that.
Shut your
in
mouth,
my
Jeffy.
last minute of life, I appreciate you jumping in there to make me smile.
I'm sorry, what happened with Missouri last year?
Yes.
Didn't they lose their last 44 games in a row or something?
Fight with each other.
Yeah.
Fight.
Uh-huh.
Don't talk about my team at all, please.
Out, going through a tunnel or something.
All right, we will return tomorrow at nearly the same time and place. Very, very close to all of that. And hang out for Glenn, who's coming up next, and he's going to be taking your temperature today. Literally over the telephone.
Wow.
The temperature of your attitude anyway.
To see if you need to go to the doctor and get tested?
Right.
That's weird.
He's going to find out if you need to, or maybe you need some mental health therapy. Well, we're going to find out.
If they cancel football season, the answer is yes.
Where is your head at right now, man? Where's your head at, man? As Joe Biden might say. That number to call will be 888-727-BECK, and we'll see you tomorrow on Pat Gray Unleashed.
Yay!
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.